Okay, here's something to think about. What if we told you that even now, in our modern world, we're still finding creatures that seem like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie?
Hmm.
Or, that cutting-edge AI is actually helping us protect some of the tiniest but most vital life on Earth?
It's a pretty wild thought, isn't it?
It really is. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into the really fascinating world of recent entomology discoveries and advances.
Yeah, there's been a lot happening.
Absolutely. So, our mission here is to pull out the most important insights from sources like recent entomology discoveries and advances. Basically, give you a shortcut to being genuinely well informed about these hidden wonders and the crucial scientific breakthroughs happening with insects.
Cutting through the noise, so to speak.
Exactly. So get ready. This deep dive, it's going to reveal some truly surprising new species. We'll highlight incredible tech advancements that are changing how we even study these creatures.
And importantly, why they matter.
And crucially, yeah, underscore why these tiny creatures matter so much to our planet. Let's get started.
It really does feel like a new golden age for entomology sometimes.
Yeah.
Constantly revealing just how much we still don't know
Right.
about the life all around us, even in places we kind of assume we've, fully explored.
That's a really profound thought. And speaking of things we didn't know, what's maybe one of the most astonishing new species that's popped up in recent research, I keep hearing about something called the bone collector caterpillar.
And
It sounds, well, almost mythical.
It does, doesn't it? It sounds incredible. So this is a new species, part of the Hyposmacoma genus,
Hmm.
and is found in this tiny area, roughly 6 square miles on Oahu in Hawaii.
Okay.
But what's truly remarkable, really, is its survival strategy. It's unique.
Right. I read it actually builds a casing for itself using bits of dead insects and spider exoskeletons.
Exactly. Bits of bone, essentially, from other arthropods.
And then it uses this sort of macabre camouflage to live on active spider webs without getting eaten. That's an evolutionary masterpiece.
It absolutely is.
Right.
Precisely. And this isn't just some, weird bug. It's like a living fossil.
Yeah.
Its divergence, when it's split off from its closest relatives, that dates back over 5 million years.
Hmm.
So it highlights this ancient evolutionary path we're only just starting to understand.
Wow.
It's really a testament to how life finds these extreme, super specialized niches, even in places we thought were well explored.
That is fascinating, but it also feels like a stark reminder of how specialized and maybe how vulnerable these hidden creatures can be. What's its conservation status, actually, given how unique it is?
Yeah, that's the worrying part. Unfortunately, despite this incredible adaptation, it's extremely rare. I mean, only 62 individuals have ever been recorded.
62.
That's it. That's it. And its range is so restricted, which makes it exceptionally vulnerable. Things like habitat loss, invasive species. It's a critical concern for its long-term survival.
So, vulnerability seems to be a common theme here. And Hawaii isn't the only place buzzing with these kinds of discoveries, is it? India, especially, seems like a real hotspot for biodiversity right now.
Oh, absolutely. India's biodiversity hotspots, they're proving incredibly rich. So in the Western Ghats, for instance, we've seen the recent discovery of Zagrophatus mathui. That's a new butterfly species from Kerala's low-elevation forests.
Okay.
And then there's Spathospina nuhi, a new assassin bug.
An assassin bug.
Yeah, and what's really significant about this one is that it's a monotypic genus,
Monotypic, meaning?
meaning it's the only known species in its entire genus, like a whole evolutionary branch represented by just this one unique creature.
That's incredible. A single species is a whole evolutionary line. It really underscores the unique biodiversity in places like the Western Ghats, doesn't it?
It really does.
And it doesn't stop there, right? Northeast India, particularly the Himalayan zone, that's also yielding some amazing finds.
Absolutely. Researchers from the Zoological Survey of India and also Germany's Museum A. Koenig, they described 6 new Saracinae scarab beetle species just in 2025.
6 new scarabs. Wow.
Yeah, from places like Mizoram, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, and even down in Kerala again. So this flurry of discoveries from both the Himalayan and the Western Ghats ecosystems, it really highlights their vulnerable yet kind of underexplored biodiversity.
Hmm.
And there was even another one, a new Rhizodini ground beetle, Clanidium lalate, identified in Arunachal Pradesh, just further cementing how rich Northeast India is.
It's pretty striking to think that so many new species are popping up in these specific regions. But what about maybe closer to human environments? Are we finding new species in unexpected places like, say, cities?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting, actually. There's this tiny beetle, just 1.2 millimeters long, Idorius hysuensis.
Tiny. Where was that
He
found?
was discovered in the Haizu wetland, which is in Guangzhou, China, a major
In
city.
city wetland.
Exactly. And this just completely flips the script on the idea that cities are, biological deserts. It proves that real hidden biodiversity can thrive even, well, in the concrete jungle.
Yeah.
It challenges our assumptions about urban planning, and it offers these unexpected conservation opportunities right under our noses.
That is a powerful revelation. And it's not just entirely new species being found, but rediscoveries too, right? Tell us a bit about those.
Yeah, those are always exciting. We've had two cool Neuroptera species rediscovered in Kerala recently.
Yeah.
One is Glenochryssus zelanica. It's a green lacewing.
Oh,
People
pink.
thought it was only found in Sri Lanka, that it was endemic there. But it was seen again in Kerala after 111 years.
111 years. Amazing.
Right. And the other is Endophanes barbara. That's an antlion, but its larvae don't build the usual pits.
Oh, interesting.
And these rediscoveries, they emphasize the biodiversity overlap between places like Kerala and Sri Lanka. They suggest these broader ecological connections we didn't fully grasp before. And it also reminds us, just because a species hasn't been seen for ages doesn't automatically mean it's gone forever. There's still hope.
That's a great point. So, beyond these fascinating adaptations and regional hotspots, insects also intersect directly with our lives, sometimes in pretty important ways. What about their impact on human health, for example?
Yeah, that's a really crucial area of study. There's a new sandfly species, Sergentimia perdipi. It was discovered in Madhya Pradesh, India.
How was it found?
It was actually found during monitoring for leishmaniasis, a disease spread by sandflies.
Ah, okay.
It was described using DNA barcoding and COI gene analysis, which is basically a method that looks at a specific genetic marker, like a barcode,
Yeah.
to identify species with incredible precision.
So it's like a unique genetic fingerprint for that species. And this one showed significant divergence, I gather.
Yeah, quite significant. About 13% genetic divergence from its closest relatives.
Mhm.
Understanding new potential vectors like this one, it's vital for public health, especially for disease surveillance and prevention efforts. It helps target interventions much better.
Makes sense. And it's not just the professional scientists out there with nets and labs making these discoveries, is it? We're seeing contributions from, well, other places too, like citizen science. How much impact is that having?
Oh, absolutely huge. It's becoming increasingly important. Take Cotetia ginginensis, a new parasitic wasp from Queensland, Australia.
Okay.
It was actually collected by school students in a town called Gin back in 2022, and then formally described by scientists in 2025.
Students collected it. That's fantastic.
Isn't it? It just shows how involving the public, even school kids, can make real significant contributions to expanding our knowledge of biodiversity. It's becoming a truly collaborative effort.
That's really cool. Okay, so finally, as we kind of wrap up this tour of remarkable new species, is there one that just stands out for its sheer unique anatomy? Something that just looks bizarre?
Well, there is one. Ramiplectris catensis. It's a new wasp, and it's another monotypic genus and species found in Cat Tien National Park in Vietnam.
And what's unique about it?
It's notable for its really unique branched antennae. They look almost like tiny antlers, and it has distinct spurs on its tibiae, its leg segments.
Brass antenna.
Wild. Yeah. It just highlights the incredible morphological diversity, the different shapes and forms that still exist out there. Even within insect orders we think we know pretty well, the sheer variety is, well, it feels almost endless sometimes.
Having unveiled all these incredible, often unseen marvels, the obvious question is, how are scientists actually finding them? Because it's clearly not just about nets and magnifying glasses anymore, right?
Oh, definitely not.
That seems to be where the next generation of technology is really revolutionizing the whole field.
You're absolutely right. Technology is fundamentally changing how we approach entomology. Take the advanced X-ray beamlines at Oxfordshire's Diamond Light Source in the UK.
Diamond light source, okay.
They enable something called synchrotron imaging, which allows for atomic-level imaging of insect anatomy.
Atomic level imaging
Yeah.
of an insect. What does that kind of detail actually show you? And I guess, why is it so crucial right now?
Well, it gives us these unprecedented insights into things like evolutionary history and taxonomy. We can see structures and connections that were just invisible before.
Right?
And this is particularly important when you think about the really alarming decline in insect populations we're seeing globally. Something like a 45% drop over the past 40 years.
45%, that's staggering.
It is. So understanding their intricate anatomy at this superfine level can help us figure out their vulnerabilities, maybe develop more effective conservation strategies.
That's a really powerful connection, using cutting-edge tech to tackle a huge global issue. Now, beyond imaging, what about machine learning and AI? How are they contributing? Are these tools becoming like the entomologist's new best friend?
They really are, yeah. Absolutely. Consider something called InsectNet.
Insect.
It's a deep learning model. It uses images, often submitted through citizen science projects, to identify over 2,500 insect species. And it does it with remarkable accuracy, better than 96%.
Wow, over 2,500 species identified automatically.
Yeah. And this dramatically enhances things like detecting invasive species early on or just general ecological monitoring. It lets us process massive amounts of visual data really quickly.
That's a huge leap forward for spotting potential threats or tracking populations fast. And there's even specific AI for specific insects too, isn't there? Like, I read something about mosquitoes.
Yes, exactly. Researchers are using these advanced AI models called vision transformers, specifically things called Swin Transformer and Mobile VD, just for mosquito identification.
And how good are they?
They've achieved near-perfect accuracy. We're talking F1 scores of 0.998. Essentially, the AI can tell one mosquito species from another almost perfectly every single time.
0.998. That's basically perfect.
Pretty much. And this is a total game changer for real-time species identification and surveillance out in the field, which of course has direct implications for disease control and public health.
So we can ID them visually with incredible precision, but what about just listening for them? Can AI do that too?
It can. That's where audio-based classification comes in. Machine learning models like XGBoost and Random Forest are now being trained to leverage acoustic patterns the sounds insects make.
To tell them apart.
Yeah, to distinguish between things like cicadas, beetles, termites, crickets, just based on their sounds.
Yeah.
This opens up entirely new ways to do passive insect monitoring. We can track populations and biodiversity without ever having to visually spot or physically collect them. It's kind of a silent revolution in monitoring.
That really is revolutionary. It just sounds like these innovations are completely transforming the speed, the accuracy, everything about entomological research, monitoring, and ultimately conservation efforts.
They absolutely are. We're really entering an era where we can gather and analyze data on insects at a scale and with a precision that was just unimaginable even a decade or two ago.
Yeah.
It's accelerating our understanding of the natural world at this incredible pace.
So bringing it all together, what does this all mean for us? What's the bigger picture takeaway from all these discoveries and tech advances?
Well, stepping back for a moment, it's really clear that a lot of these remarkable discoveries are concentrated in these globally significant biodiversity hotspots.
Right, like you mentioned India's Western Ghats and the Northeast Himalayan zone.
Exactly. In Australia, Vietnam, Hawaii, and surprisingly, even those urban wetlands in China. This geographical concentration, it tells us where our conservation efforts might yield the biggest impact, where the most unique life is clustered.
And the kinds of ecological insights we're gaining, they're incredibly diverse, too. We're seeing these unique adaptations like that bone-collecting caterpillar,
Yeah.
the significance of monotypic genera where one species is literally its own unique lineage, the excitement of rediscoveries after a century, and then the surprising resilience of species, even in cities. It really makes you rethink what's possible in nature, doesn't it? And how much diversity is still out there kind of hiding in plain sight.
It really does. And this also highlights the growing power of collaboration, I think.
How so?
Well, the fact that students, through citizen science and these advanced AI methods, are increasingly helping to identify new species and refine how we monitor them, it signals a new era for entomology.
Yeah.
It's not just the work of isolated experts anymore. It's becoming this much more collective endeavor, and that's accelerating discovery.
So with all this incredible work happening, finding new species, using new tech,
Yeah.
what's the most urgent message? The main takeaway?
I think it has to be the conservation imperative, plain and simple.
Because they're so rare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many of these newly documented species have incredibly restricted ranges, sometimes just a few square miles, like that caterpillar. That makes them unbelievably vulnerable. So habitat protection and management, they aren't just important ideas, they are urgent necessities. if we want to preserve these unique lineages that really we're only just beginning to understand. Every new discovery just reinforces how much we stand to lose if we don't act, and act quickly.
It really is astounding when you step back and think about this sheer diversity, the constant stream of new discoveries in the insect world, and then you pair that with the powerful role technology is now playing in helping us understand and hopefully protect them.
Indeed. It really does make you wonder, doesn't it?
It does. As we keep exploring our world with these new eyes and powerful new tools, you have to ask, how might these tiny, often overlooked creatures hold some of the biggest keys? Keys to understanding the health of our whole planet. And maybe even, surprising solutions to some of our biggest global challenges.